Good day, everyone. I welcome you back to our class. We are happy to see you, and we are glad you are following us on this channel. Don't forget that here we do justice to mathematics questions, and we try to make all mathematics problems as simple as they could be. And that is what we are committed to doing. This is what we have been doing since the beginning of this channel, and this is what we have been doing. So, do you have a friend, a brother, or a sister that is facing difficulties in their mathematics? So, you can equally refer this channel to them to help them have detailed knowledge of mathematics topics. Thank you very much. Today, we are quickly going to see the hidden secrets to solving logarithm. The hidden secret to solving logarithm. First, you should understand that logarithm could either be solved using table or without using table. Logarithm can either be solved one using table, two without using table. Now, let me quickly say brief things about without using table. If we solve logarithm without using table, then we need to be conversant with the laws of logarithm. If you will not use table to solve your logarithm, then we cannot be conversant with the laws of logarithm. And of course, even if you will use table, the law of logarithm is also applicable. It's also applicable. We are going to be using one or two laws of logarithm while using table. But if you will not use table at all, you need to know in detail all the laws of logarithm. Alright, but today we will quickly see how to solve logarithm questions using table. The first thing to do is to get your integer. And how do you get your integer? Look at the number of, if your number is bigger than 1, greater than 1, look at the number of digits that you have before point. So when you check the number of digits you have before point, subtract 1 from the digit, and that becomes the integer. Subtract 1 from the digits that you have before point if your number is greater than 1. Take for instance, you have 2 digit number before point, 2 digit number before decimal. So that means you have 2 digit number before decimal, you subtract 1 from the 2 digit number, you are left with 1, then your integer becomes 1. If you have 3 digit number before point, subtract 1, then your integer becomes 2. That's that. Then when you have your numbers that is less than 1, and of course when we say number is less than 1, we are talking of numbers like 0.1, 0.0011, 0.0000. Then the number of zeros that precede non-zero number will determine your integer. If you have 1 0 before non-zero digits, that is you have 0.454, then your integer is going to be minus 1. But in logarithm using table, we call them bar 1. That is going to be bar 1, and it is expressed as minus 1. It's expressed as minus 1. When you have 0.011, then that means you have 2 zero numbers before non-zero numbers. You have 2 zero digits before non-zero digits. And so your integer is going to be bar 2, which is expressed as minus 2. It is expressed as minus 2, then we call them bar 2. And if the zeros is 3, that's 0.00514. So you have 3 zeros before non-digit number, and that is bar 3. I hope you understand that very good. Then the next thing is that you check your logarithm table. When you have the first 2 digits, you check it under, then the next 3 digits, you check it under the first 2 digits, then the last digit, you check it under the difference. So when you have 2 digits, you check it like if it is 12, that's 12 under 0. When you have 3 digits, you have that is 1, 2, 1. So you check 1, 2, 1, that's 12 under 1. Then when it is 4, 1, 2, 1, 4, that is 12 under 1. difference 4. 12 under 1 difference 4. That is how to check your table. Then the next thing is, now if you are multiplying the numbers, then you add after checking the table. Let's take for instance, you are told that you should calculate using logarithm table 1.11 times 2.55. Now when you do your integer, you find your log, you check your table, you do it as you should do it. Then the second one, you find the integer, you check the table. So if it is multiplication that is in between the two numbers, it is expected of us to add. So you add the two numbers, add the result after checking your table. After checking your table. What I'm saying is when you have 1.55 times 0.0021, and you have to do that using table, using your logarithm table. So what you do is you first find the integer of the first one, find the logarithm of the first one, find the logarithm of the integer of the second one, check the logarithm table of the second one. Then whatever the answer is, since you are asked to multiply, you add the result. That is it. Hope you understand. Very good. Then the next one is that if you have to divide, then you subtract after checking your table. If you are asked to divide, then you have to subtract after checking your table. If you are asked to divide, subtract it after checking your table. Then the next one is if the number has root, then you have to divide your answer by the root. What are we saying? You have to find the number using logarithm table. Say square root of 4.145. After getting your integer, checking your table, the next thing is for you to divide by 2. Then if it is cube root, of course you divide by 3. If it is fourth root, you divide by 4. So whatever root you are given will determine what you will use to divide your result after checking the log. Alright. And that is if the question is raised to power. Take for instance the question is raised to power 2. So after checking the logarithm, you have to multiply it by 2. You have to multiply your answer by 3. If it is to power 2, multiply by 2. If it is square root to cube root, divide by 3. I hope you understand that. Okay, the power you multiply by the power, multiply by the power, divide by the root. Multiply by the power, divide by the root. Then the last thing I think is for you to check your antilog. And please note that the antilog is checked after you have done all the calculations. You have done all your adding, you have done all your subtraction, you have done all your integer, and you have done all the multiplication that you have to do or divisions that you have to do. You don't look for one and check the antilog, look for the other and check the antilog. It is not done like that. Everything you are given, you have done everything, do all the additions, do all the divisions, do all the multiplications, and do all the divisions. After then, you can now proceed to checking the antilogarithm table. Now, after checking the antilogarithm table, you determine where your decimal point will be. Determine where your decimal point will be. If the result after checking the table is greater than 1, then of course you are going to add 1 to the integer. Take for instance, after checking the antilog, our answer is 1.2241. You are going to add 1 to the integer, which is 1. That will make it 2. So you are going to move your point 2 times. That is, the decimal point will be after the second digit. So if it is 3, then that is, you add 1 to the integer to make it 4. That is, your decimal point will be after the fourth digit. I hope you understand it. So these are the key. These are the key, the rules, and the hidden secrets to calculating logarithm of numbers using table. Once you have a detailed understanding of this, you can go ahead with your logarithm using table. We have done an extensive video on logarithm of numbers using table. We have like 4 or 5 videos of that in this channel. You can easily navigate through it, and we equally add it to the description of this video. Thank you very much for watching us. Thank you very much for learning from us. God bless you. See you in the next video. Thank you.